Okay, I think we are live. And we have our cute little co-star. Hello, world! It's Chris, aka Mr. FLIXTER. In this episode, I'm going to talk about Niagara Falls Comic Con. I've also got a few special guests, but I'll get to that. Let's roll the intro. One second, sorry, having some technical problems. Okay, the intro's coming. 1 second. I thought I had that set up, but I didn't. Give me a minute. That's the beauty with live TV. Problems happen. Is it here? No, I'm trying to pull the intro, the little thing, that little video. I forgot to set that up before. No, I can't find it. I know. No. God damn it. Okay. Here's PC. Video. Oops, no. There's the outro. There's the intro. No, that's the old one. I might just skip that. Okay, I just need a few more minutes here. Let's try that again. Sorry, everybody. Desktop. No, wait. Desktop. Why is that empty? Oh, okay. Sorry about this. Very sorry. Why is that empty? Okay, 1 second. You might lose me. No, I don't want to do that. Oh my goodness. Where is it? It should be here. No. Videos. Oh no, wait. Here. No. No, that's not it. Okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, looks like I'm not going to do the intro this week. Okay, sorry about that. Let's just start from the beginning. Live from Niagara Falls, it's Mr. FLIXTER's show on Saturday night. All right, usually I roll a little bit of intro there, but I can't seem to find that video. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get to it. There was a birthday last week, well, on May 31st, and that was for Clint Eastwood. So I'll just share my screen for a second. Here we go. Let's just go IMDb. No, let's not do that. Let's go here. Yeah, Clint Eastwood. He turned 95. So let's just go over a little bit about his career. And I know he was born in San Francisco. IMDb. Here we go. Well, while I'm waiting for this to load up, I have two very special guests this week. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So my first guest, for this for a second, is my girlfriend, Sabrina.
Hi.
And my other guest is Sean.
From the Hey guys.
Hey Sean.
How's it going? Nice to meet you guys at Niagara Falls Comic Con last weekend.
Likewise.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun hanging out there. Thank you for coming on to the show this week. I'm really excited. Sorry about these technical issues. I thought it was all set up, but
it is. I get it. I outside of the pod, I work in live events too, and everything is always on fire, and so I totally get it. And it's always right before the show as well. So.
Yeah, it's always the worst time.
Gotta love technology when it works.
Fact.
All right, so let's see if this loaded up. Let's talk about Clint Eastwood. Are you a Clint Eastwood fan?
You know what? I kind of know his like major movies and stuff like that, and some of his one-liners too. But I've never really took the Clint Eastwood deep dive, which I should. You know, he's a legend. I got a lot of respect from him. Or for him, and he's just seems hella cool in every clip I see him in. So yeah, what about you guys?
I am.
I'm a big fan of older movies, and I grew up watching a lot of westerns. I love westerns.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I am. We're gonna do a deep dive for his right now.
Cool. Maybe you can recommend some of his classics to me.
Yeah. His more recent one was Cry Macho. That was 2021. I wasn't really a fan of that one. I thought that was kind of boring, actually. There's The Mule. That was pretty good. American Singer. Oh, too far. Here we go. These are the good ones. I really recommend Gran Torino from 2000.
I actually, out of all his catalog, that was the only one I've had on DVD.
Oh, nice. Yeah. And The $1 Million Baby. That one's pretty good. That's got Hilary Swank, too. People always rave about that one. This one wasn't very popular, but I enjoyed it. Space Cowboys.
Dirty Harry was good.
Hold on. Why did you do that? Okay, cool. Go back. I forgot he was in an American Sniper. It says uncredited. That's why. Probably just a bit part in that one. But yeah. Oh, I'm not sponsored. Go away.
Yeah. They're trying to sneak in some free ads there.
Yeah, exactly. Just Mason County. My mom watched that one a lot when I was growing up. She was a fan.
Cool. Even I remember all the ads for $1 Million Baby as well. That was like a really big film, but just something I didn't like take the time to check out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I've seen Unforgiven as well. I forgot about that movie. That movie's great.
Unforgiven, 92.
Oh yeah.
Dirty Harry's really good too. I think that was the 80s. Yeah.
Nope, that was 1971.
Oh, okay. So I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah, we're in the 80s now. Heartbreak Ridge, Pale Rider.
The Deadpool, no relation to Ryan Reynolds, right?
No, not at all. Like 40 years before that.
Yeah.
Firefox, Billy Bronco, Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh, okay.
Now, The Enforcer. Magnum Force. There it is, Dirty Harry, 1971.
Yeah, that's one I've just heard the title over the years. I've seen little clips. Like that's where Go Ahead Make My Day is from, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I haven't watched the actual film, which I should do. I should definitely throw some respect on Clint Eastwood and take the time to do that.
I definitely recommend that one.
And then these two for sure: The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. $2 more. Oh, and also A Fistful of Dollars. Those three I'd really recommend.
Yeah. Again, like those are ones I heard the titles of and never watched. But I'll have to give it the time.
Yeah, I love older movies, especially
Yeah.
because they just don't make films like that anymore. This is 1964 now. I'm
Mhm.
curious, what was his first job?
Two Mules for Sister Sarah and Where Do Eagles Dare. They were both really good too.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
His first thing was an uncredited role for Revenge of the Creature. How about that? A horror movie. 1955.
That'd be
Wow.
fun to find.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Talk
because
about
you were
deep
saying
dive,
you cover like horror stuff too. That'd be like probably something
Yep.
cool to
Definitely look
review.
into.
It seems like the deepest cut ever.
Definitely one that'll be hard to find.
Definitely.
Yeah. Clint's probably like 11 years old in that or something. Who knows?
That is funny. Yeah, so he's 95 now.
Wow. Well, happy birthday to him.
Happy birthday, Clint
Happy birthday,
Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
So,
Absolutely.
We saw it on the news. I'm like, okay, I got to mention that on the show for sure. That's a milestone.
We should have tweeted the live at him. I don't even know if he uses Twitter. He probably doesn't even use social media. He's that cool.
You probably said, like, what's
We're talking about you, Clint.
All right. Now, usually what I do is I talk about the weekend box office for the week before because I like keeping track of that kind of stuff. So you can add your 2 cents on that too, by all means. So let's just take a look at this.
Cool.
I got this one. This one I did have all ready to go. Let's go. If we're going to talk domestic or we're going to talk international, because I predicted a while ago that Minecraft's going to make $1 billion, and it's almost there.
Oh, yeah.
Weekend. And now we want May 30th to June 1st. That was last week.
Boom. I see it.
Wow, look at that. Lilo and Stitch was actually number 1. It made $61.8 million, and it's got $278.9 million. What the hell? I'm very surprised by that.
I'm probably quite disappointed.
Not sure if you know, Sean, but I'm not a fan of these remakes. And I had a whole video. Oh, yeah. Small channel update. Hold on. I just released my Snow White video, and I was working really hard on it. I analyzed all the stuff that's going on in the social media about the 2025 remake, and I reviewed the original film. So I just released that video. So if you guys want to watch that, I'm very proud of the video. I have some strong opinions in that video. So yeah, I'm not a fan of these remakes, and I'm not going to watch the new Lilo and Stitch, but I'm surprised it's making so much money. Where's my thing? Okay, sorry, I got distracted there for a moment. Here we go.
All good. Yeah, I haven't been watching many of the remakes too. Just I've heard some people go to see these new Disney ones, and they just seem underwhelmed. So with that being said, I'm like, I'm not going to take my time and check out those ones. But yeah,
in my opinion, don't mess with the classics.
Exactly.
They're classics for a reason.
Yeah, but also I see and I don't agree with it, but a businessman is seeing these numbers right now, and they don't care if it's good or not. They slap the name on there, and boom, easy 61 million or billion or whatever Lilo's doing right now. But that's it's soulless, but it works. It's kind of sucks. Even the Final Destination I see is at 4. I heard that's not a good movie, but is doing well. It's making a lot of money. So even with the bad reviews as well, these remakes and using titles and making more sequels, people buy what's familiar to them, and it's an ongoing process, which is sad.
I think a lot of people want to see the new one and compare it to the original.
So true.
Yeah, the curiosity factor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to see what it's like.
Yeah,
especially at least parents that grew up with the original, like Lilo and Stitch. They want to bring their kids to the new one to show them. Or Pinocchio. Oh, the Pinocchio remake was terrible. But yeah, it's the nostalgia factor too, eh?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the list you got up right now. Out of all of these, I've only seen one on this top 12 here. So.
Which one was that?
Yeah, which one did you see?
I saw Bring Her Back. I was lucky. They sent me to advanced screening of that. I don't know if you've seen the director's other film was Talk to Me, which is A24. Yeah, and it's got that same intense vibe, like just the feeling of tension and making you feel uncomfortable. And if you like Talk to Me, you'll love Bring Her Back.
Nice. All right. Thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah, no problem.
If I know Chris, give him a day or two and he'll have watched it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And number 2 here, we have Mission Impossible. That's the 8th installment in the franchise, believe it or not. We got 27.2 million.
8, did you say? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought they were on like 3 or 4. Yeah.
No, it's been going since the 90s.
Shit, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, we went to the drive-in. Was it last year?
I think it came out the year before.
The
But
year
yeah,
before?
yeah.
Mhm.
With his sister and our nephew to see that one.
Yep. They showed it with Insidious 5. Insidious 5 was terrible though.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's one I haven't watched, but I liked Insidious 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like, oh, I got to check out the other ones. But if you're saying they're terrible, maybe I won't waste my time.
Well, 4 is cool. I just didn't like 5. 5 is the worst. Easily.
Yeah. Again,
Absolutely.
it goes full circle. What we were saying, how they'll just take the name that everybody's familiar with, and just even if it's shit, they'll put it out, and easy money for them, whether it's good or not.
Yeah, exactly. I did a video about a month ago, and I talked about Blumhouse movies, and that was one of them that I mentioned. I raved about the Insidious movies, and then I kind of crapped all over the Purge movies. So that was a fun video. My love-hate relationship with Blumhouse.
Oh yeah.
At number 3, we have Karate Kid Legends. I don't know about this one. It made 20 million. That's decent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sony. Do you like the Karate Kid?
Yeah, again, it's like I watched the OG, the original ones, countless times. On VHS, I had some not official copies, but I had an uncle who would just like rent and retape everything for me. So as a kid, and I had I forget which part it was. I remember watching all of them, but I think I had like part 2 or 3 on a VHS that I would give a lot of rotation to. And yeah, I enjoyed those, but this isn't the first time they made like a remake of it. Didn't they have one with like Will Smith's son or something in it? Or
yeah, this one's supposed to combine the older movies with the newer movies. So it's got Jackie Chan, it's got I forget his name, but the guy from the first one. What's his name? Fred Macchio? No, not Fred.
Ralph
Macchio. That's it. Sorry, I'm terrible with names.
Yeah, there's something about it that doesn't excite me though. Even though I enjoyed the Karate Kid, I just feel like the vibe and hype isn't there around this.
I like how you mentioned I like how you mentioned the VHS tapes though. That was our Netflix back then. We just recorded stuff that was on TV.
Oh yeah.
Everyone did that.
Yeah. Or if you got like 2 VCRs, you put them together.
Yeah.
Copy tapes.
Yeah, just rent them. And
I think I still have a box of VHS movies in the basement.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, what's cool is physical media is kind of coming back. I got friends who collecting VHSs and DVDs now too. It's interesting to see. Even vinyl's been back for a long time, but yeah, it's just nice. People want to have a copy of things.
Yeah, because I never understood just owning the digital copies. I've always wanted the physical copy too, because I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess we're from different generations, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
So like, the new generation, they're not used to having physical copies. It's not that a big deal for them. But it was a big thing back then because it took so long for things to get on the video. And then when it finally came out, like 9 months later, you're like, it's on video now. Yay.
Yeah. And with me moving around, I definitely lost like a lot of my collection or gave it away to, and was thinking maybe this digital stuff you'll have forever. But now I'm learning after time that's not true, especially with the video game stuff. Example, had an Xbox 360, downloaded a bunch of games on that. And then just like the other year, there was like an announcement that you can't re-download your games anymore because those servers don't exist. So that's a real thing what people got to consider when they're buying these movies and music only online, that if you don't have the physical copy, they can just like get rid of it, you know, like all these streaming platforms. Nothing's guaranteed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then there's the stuff going on with the Switch 2 right now. They can like shut down your console remotely. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And even the physical copies you buy with that, they give you a card to download in the boxes, which is really weird to me, which I I don't agree with at all.
No, I don't like that. So now
No.
I'm nervous about getting the Switch 2.
Yeah, I'm the same way, but I
like
I know eventually I'm going to get it though.
So number 4, we have Final Destination Bloodlines. I actually did like this movie.
Oh, did you?
So much 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Cool.
And then I ranked the movies too. Bring Her Back. This made 10.9 million. It dropped a lot of theaters though. See that? It dropped 390 theaters. That's crazy. It was at number 3 last week. Number 5 is Bring Her Back. You said that's a good recommend. A good one. Are you going to review that on your channel?
I don't really do reviews. I've done one a review a couple months ago, but then after doing it, like it was fun. But I think I'm going to hyper focus on just the interviews, kind of keep it that vibe there. But
it's hard to pick a direction. Eh? It looks like this was number 1 last week. That's cool. It dropped quite a bit. So wait, no, that's the first one. I always do that. This was the first week, so number 5. Okay, yeah. So this is the first week. Okay, yeah, cool. Sinners is number 6. I saw this one too. That was pretty good. It's funny. Most of these aren't originals. There's only 2 originals here. Well, these ones are original too, but most of these, like you said, there's that nostalgia factor, right? Like these ones.
Yeah.
And then Thunderbolts was number 7. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say Sinners look good.
Sinners is pretty good. I recommend that one. It's kind of like From Dusk Till Dawn, but it's got like this Southern Louisiana spin on it. It's cool.
Cool.
And then Thunderbolts, that was a good one too. That made 4.7. It's doing not that great actually. 181 million, 0.8. So hopefully
I think people are exhausted from the superhero movies.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Not me though. I can never be exhausted.
Yeah, right on.
Number 8 is Friendship. I don't know much about this one. Can you look up that one, please? Friendship. $2.5 million. I think that's a smaller movie, so good for them. A24, yeah, they do the smaller ones. Number 9 is The Last Rodeo. This is a religious movie. You can see Angel Studios. They're known for that. That made $2.1 million. It's been about 10 so far. And then number 10, J-Hope Tour. Hope you're on a stage in Japan, whatever that is.
2025, right?
Not sure. I wonder if that's like a K-pop person. Seems like
probably
J-Hope. I'm gonna have
fall releasing. That's different. It made almost $1 million. That's not bad. So that's the domestic. Let's look at the worldwide.
Oh, I was close. South Korean rapper.
Oh, okay. So here we have the totals for the worldwide, box office. Nation 2 is holding strong. It's made almost $2 billion. Minecraft is like halfway there. Actually, I heard the number is a little bit higher than that. Oh no, here it is. Sorry, it's got 949. There we go. That's more like it. It's got almost $1 billion. Looks like Lilo and Stitch might even make $1 billion too. And I'm afraid Disney's going to learn the wrong lesson from this. Like you were saying, they don't care if it's quality or not. They're just going to slap a name on it. It made money. They're happy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and as you can see, they're going to do it again with those numbers. They're going to do it again and again and again.
And then Captain America.
Shout out to Dogman hanging there at 10. I haven't seen it, but I know it's an original idea, and it looked cute.
Yeah, my sister saw that with her son, my nephew. She thought it was cute.
Cool.
So yeah, good. And then Snow White is actually still in the top 10. That's actually very surprising because it's not doing that well. Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. Yeah, see, it's got $205 million. That's still not going to make back its money. It costs $300 million to make, plus advertising. So wow. It's got some legs on it, but I don't think it's going to make its money back. That's my prediction. So yeah,
it's crazy how much these cost.
Yeah, it's insane. So that's a little bit about the box office. Thank you for joining me. That's cool. I gotta keep track of that stuff. Remove. So let's get to the main event.
I don't usually dive into the business numbers of things, but that's kind of cool to see. You know, it's interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
But unfortunately, Friendship 2025 IMDb is not coming up.
Okay, no problem. Don't worry about
I'm
it.
finding for 2025 is the Roger Ebert review.
Okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Okay. So let's get to the main event, shall we?
Sorry, I normally don't come on camera. I usually do the behind the scenes, looking up dates and budgets and all that. Who directed, who wrote.
She's my beautiful assistant.
Thank
That's
you.
cool. I was gonna say it's like what's it called? Like if you're like doing like a crime sting, you're the one in the truck, like doing all the research.
Yeah.
Like,
She's my getaway driver.
yeah.
Crime. All right, so let's get to this main event, shall we? It was May 30th to June 1st. Last week was Niagara Falls Comic Con. These are the shirts from last year. I don't know if you can see that. This is original art by Bob Camp.
I met Bob last weekend, like the program director of Ren and Stimpy, legend.
Yeah, he's so nice, eh?
Yeah, he was super cool.
He's super cool.
Actually, meeting him made me realize why Ren and Stimpy is like Ren and Stimpy. Like, we were talking, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, I kind of got like a bit of like rampant ADD," and he was kind of all over the place and stuff. I'm like, "You are like a cartoon character, sir."
It all makes sense.
Oh yeah, exactly. I'm like, this all makes sense. This is why it's like that when you feel his energy and get his personality. And I loved it. You know, he was kind of all over the place. It was a weird conversation, but I'll cherish that forever, and I respect him.
I find it was the same with Scott Innes when I was talking to him. He kind of bounced all over the place. It was a very interesting conversation. It was nice talking with him too.
Yeah,
very colorful character.
Yeah, and we both
amazing.
I was going to say, and
the different voices that he does.
Wow, yeah. Even so I recorded that session we were in with Scott, and I counted all the voices he did at the end, and it was like over 20. He just rapid fired through like a couple minutes. He was doing all of Hanna-Barbera and all that. It was cool.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
I watched that video that you put up too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I saw your little comment on the YouTube channel. I appreciate that.
Oh, you're welcome. So on Friday, did you see any of the panels on Friday? There was 2 of them.
So what did I see on Friday? I saw the Freddy and Jason one.
Yeah, cool.
I think was that the only one I did on Friday? Yeah, I think that's the only one I did on Friday, I believe.
Okay.
What did you see?
Peter Ostrom from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh, that was really interesting. Okay, cool. Sorry, they're gonna say something. I have some pictures here. Let's see if I can pull them up. This should work, right? Okay, cool. No, wait, not this one. It should be here. Because I was going through some of my videos. Unfortunately, some of the videos sound didn't work out too well, so I got to try and tweak that. But I got some pictures here. Maybe not of Peter Ostrom. That's okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know if the sound's going to work, but I can play part of this. Oh, yeah, it didn't really turn out. See, the video quality's not too great. You can't really see his face. I got to try and tweak
the light is a little crazy.
I couldn't believe how bright it was. I had to keep adjusting my camera. I got this new camera, too, and I kept playing with the settings. But it's hard because they're talking, and you don't want to just stop the camera, right?
Yeah, definitely. I went into the Michael Ironside one. Like I didn't know he was in there, but I was going to go to the Power Ranger one after. And I'm like, he's talking. I'll just set up my camera. But everyone else, I like meticulously adjust the settings for that stage. And the one Michael Ironside one is just like so bright on his face because I just like quickly just set it up like impromptu. But you got a picture of him there. That was a really good talk. I didn't know too much about him, and even my buddy who went with me too, like he hasn't seen a lot of his movies, but he was just like at the end was like, this guy's the man. Like he has some crazy stories, like legit like gangster life of everything, and just kind of grew up around crime and like all these scary situations. But yeah, it was cool to like kind of hear his story outside of movies because I didn't know it.
It's nice that he's just he's so real and so grounded. You know, a famous name forgot to his head, and just the way some of the ways he was talking to some of the people in the audience, it was really funny too. He's not going to put up with anyone's crap or anything.
Yeah, we were laughing so hard. I don't even remember what the person asked, but he just like right away he's like, "You don't know what the fuck you're talking about." Almost like, "Get out of here, nerd!" Like,
He's asking about method acting, and he's like, "No, you don't know what you're talking about."
Yeah, that was the best. Yeah, that like, yeah, even like after the con, me and my friend were like talking about that.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, so I'm just gonna keep on talking. I'm just gonna filter through some of these. I got some pictures. Yeah, send that shit through Messenger.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so I guess like if going back to the Friday too, that day I was just kind of like walking around, like shaking hands, meeting people, seeing if I can get some interviews. And yeah, the only other panel I did was the Freddy versus Jason one, which was cool. Who had the actor of Jason from Freddy versus Jason. I was drawing a blank. I'm like, which Jason was he? Oh yeah, of course it's Freddy. That's what it was called. But well, yeah, that was
trying to keep track. There's so many different Jason actors.
Yeah, and that was interesting too. And I think one thing I took away from that panel that I thought was so interesting was around that movie, he's originally a stuntman, but when he was casted as Jason, they had a stuntman for him, and he was kind of disappointed because he still wanted to do all the dangerous shit. He's like, they had like a guy to do the crazy stuff to protect him, where he's just like, oh, I wish I was doing that stunt, like getting on fire and like walking through the cornfield and stuff like that. Because it was just like such like crazy iconic things, but they were like protecting him, like, no, we need you. Like, you can't get hurt. And he's just like, damn. Like,
being a stunt man. Yeah. I'm just looking for my picture of Ken Kersinger. I couldn't think of his name for a second. Was it here? Sorry, I'm so disorganized. I thought I had all this stuff set up.
Yeah, all good.
That was a very interesting panel. He kept going on about even before that, because he was in monster movies before CGI was a thing. So he wore the suits for different like monster costumes. That's really cool.
Yeah, he was saying he was like a Sasquatch and stuff before, and which makes sense because he's like 10 feet tall and yeah, even the question I asked him that people will see in my channel in time. I'm actually, you know what I noticed? Next Friday is Friday the 13th, and that's when I'm gonna post that video. I'm like, that's perfect. Awesome. Thanks, universe. But the question I asked him was because he came out and he was like probably like the friendliest guy I have ever seen. And I was just I basically said, like, when he was Jason for that movie, did he have to like put in some work to turn on that side of being a killer? And then to go full circle what you were talking about, he mentioned he was playing other monsters too. So it's just another day at the office for him.
Yep. I did. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking for this picture here. I couldn't find this. I thought next time I'll try and be a little more organized. But yeah, that was a really good panel. And then Saturday was busy.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday was crazy.
The first one I went to, the Supernatural panel. Did you see that one?
I did not. I came a little later in the day, but I loved that Saturday. It was such a good day.
Yeah. What did you do that day?
So that day I linked up with my buddy who came, and I gave him my second media pass. And I kicked off the day with interviewing Bill Diamond. And people who aren't familiar with Bill Diamond, he is a Jim Henson's Workshop OG, done everything from Muppets, Fraggles, Dark Crystal, Gremlins, all the way to the new Terrifier 3 movie. And it was cool. Like, I didn't take up too much of his time. Like, I think the interview runs around like 12 minutes or so, but I could have talked to this man for 8 hours and we probably wouldn't even scratch the surface of his career or whatever. But it was cool that he gave me some of his time, and I had a lot of fun. I asked some fun questions to him, and I'm probably going to post that in a couple weeks or so.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's nice that he's just willing to talk to everybody like that, because he just sits out like basically right in the middle, like. And then he's
Yeah.
got all those like displays and everything. That was amazing, seeing all those different puppets.
Yeah, his booth actually took my breath away. Like
Yeah,
just like kind of walking through there, it was just like so many pieces I cherish from throughout my life of just like entertainment. And I'm like, I was blown away. This is all coming from one guy, or like his involvement in all of it. Again, it's just like Muppets, Sesame Street, Dark Crystal, just anything you can think of, like coming from that workshop, and then more like Labyrinth and too much that I can even remember off the top of my head. But yeah, he's just been doing this like strong since the 70s until now, and that's, I think, the coolest thing ever.
that's so cool. The fact that he's living his dream like that, and he's still doing stuff
Yeah.
about it. He even did Terrifier 3, and he's still
Yeah.
working today. That's amazes me. I completely understand what you're saying, man. That's cool.
One thing that was funny that people aren't going to see in the segment. So after we did the interview, he had
Yeah.
Art the Clown at his booth, like hanging out with like a little like what's it called, a chainsaw running around. But then Art was like so in character, and me and my buddy we're walking by, and we're like packing up all the gear, and we're like kind of like talking to him, and like Art's not like saying any words, he's just nodding or whatever. And then he's like taking all these like poses for us. And then like we just came to an agreement that he's on our side, and like he's my bodyguard for the rest of the weekend. And he's just nodding. And then later on, I'm like walking by the booth, and he just kind of gives me a head nod and stuff. Like that was so funny. I'm like, I wish I was like recording all that, because it was just good comedy, you know. We were giggling.
It's experiences like that that make Comic Con special. You know what I mean? Like, it's so cool that everyone the fact that everyone comes together like that, and that it just works out so well, and you can have these memories now. It's really amazing.
Yeah, I might have told you guys last week too, but I've covered the Toronto ones, and this was my first Niagara one, and I feel like I'm gonna do this every year. Just Niagara had like, I'd say it had less stuff there, but I felt like it was easier to take in things, where Toronto's just so busy. There's too many people. And even if you wanted to go see a panel, like sometimes there's not even enough room or seats for people. Where I felt the Niagara one, you can like go to anything you want. You don't have to worry about like it getting overcapacitated. Like it just like, again, it wasn't too busy. And even on the media side of things, I felt like I had a little more freedom at the Toronto Comic Cons and Fan Expo. If you want to interview somebody, you have to go through a middleman or a publicist, make sure it's okay. So I thought it was going to be like that for this show. And I went out there and I asked a couple of reps, and they're like, "Oh, you got your badge? Just go to their table and ask them." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Like I'm trying to like just do it the polite way. But then after, I'm just like, "Oh, I can just like go up to the different booths and see what's the best time for people." So it felt more, but the Niagara one felt more like a playground for a media person, which I really, really enjoyed.
More relaxed.
Oh yeah, it's so much more laid back.
That's a good word, relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very relaxed.
Yeah, like we went to Fan Expo 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was crazy how busy it was.
This was just after the strike too, the writer's strike that happened.
Oh yeah.
It was like the comeback.
Yeah. So for a while I was filming for my buddy who would do interviews at the cons and Fan Expo. And I remember after the strike, he could talk to like some of the actors and stuff about the shows, but he couldn't like talk about the writing or something. Like there was like this weird
it was
thing
really
going
weird.
on. It's like these are the no questions, and just because of the strike.
We went through that Comic-Con.
Yeah, we went through that too. Yep. It was such a weird time.
Yeah, it's interesting to see all the stuff behind the curtain, though. It's kind of fun and eye-opening.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's a lot of things I didn't even realize until I started like working for Horrible. I started doing the YouTube thing. There's a lot of interesting things going on behind the scenes that you're not aware of till you become a media person.
Yeah.
So
was there anything? What was your highlight of that Saturday?
on Saturday, let's see here. The first one I
There
went to, I
was
saw
a
DJ
lot.
Qualls and Ty Olson do the supernatural panel, and that was cool because he told the story. Well, DJ Qualls, he told a story about how he got his job for Road Trip, and then how he got the job for the new guy, and then he worked on Supernatural for like 33 episodes. So he talked about what it was like on the show working with Sam and Dean. And he said there's a lot of funny stories. They're like pranksters. Like there's a lot of stuff about them. But yeah, he said they're just like what you hear about in real life. They're fun people. So that was cool to see. And then he told this funny story about how he got that role in Big Bang Theory and why he didn't continue on to the show, because he was supposed to be on the show for like 10 episodes. But it was a miscommunication. And originally he went to Big Bang Theory to audition for Sheldon. And he didn't get the role, but they gave him the role of that instead. Cousin Leo or something, or he's supposed to be. It was the episode. I don't know if you're familiar. There's an episode of Big Bang Theory where Penny, she gets this role for Brent, and she wants to go sing in the show, but Leonard doesn't want to see the show, so he lies about his cousin being in rehab, and then they get DJ Qualls. Sheldon's cousin, yeah. So DJ Qualls is that guy that they get to pretend to be the cousin. It's complicated, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's the perfect guy to be casted in the show for sure.
Yeah. So eventually I'll have that panel up on my channel in a few weeks too. I was going through my clips. It's just I got to work with some of that lighting. I couldn't believe it. It was so bright. They don't normally have that in the theater too. The theater's a new thing, eh? They only started doing that like last year.
Oh, interesting.
All upstairs in those little rooms.
Yeah, I'm sure the theater helps for like the big popular ones like
Michael Ironside
ones and Michael Ironside, and that whole block, like there was like back to back.
Yeah. They also had, that was a Scott Innes panel too. It was on Saturday. That was a lot of fun. We mentioned that a little bit. I'm just going through my notes here. We also, let's see, what was else today?
I think Mick Foley was right after Scott's Innes. I don't know if you're
Mick Foley. Did you see that panel?
I did. I recorded it.
Mick Foley, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I grew up watching him. He was like a hero of mine. I had his book when I was a kid, so it was kind of surreal just being like pretty much front row there, right across from him, and hearing these stories. Yeah, and he sang an original birthday song, and my birthday was the following day, and I told him that, and he was like, "Oh, that's for you," and my heart just like kind of like exploded in a way because I turned into the child watching Mick Foley I don't know, fall off balconies and wrap himself in barbed wire and stuff. For some reason that was my hero, and like it kind of probably explains how I turned out as an adult and everything.
I thought that was so fascinating how he talked about like Hell in a Cell and what it was like behind the scenes in the wrestling world, because I didn't even realize some of the things that went on that he was talking about. So that was pretty cool too, and the creation of his characters and how they kind of evolved. Yeah.
I'm actually really excited to share the video of that. One of my favorite things out of that panel was somebody was like, I guess the host of the panel was like, "Oh, does anybody not know Hell in the Cell?" And two people put their hands up. And it was the wife and a kid of this one guy, and you could tell the guy just brought his wife and kid there. But by the end of the panel, the wife and kid were like so intrigued, like because a lot of us heard all these stories of him losing his ear and blah blah blah. But every time he's just casually talking about it, like kids raise his hand, he's like, "Did you really lose your ear?" And it's just like I was kind of like I don't know, just like living vicariously through this kid, just like laughing, and then. I guess he was like, "Oh, you want to see my missing ear?" And he went up to the kid went up to the
pen
side Mick, and Mick Foley gave him a pen and told him to put it behind one of his ears, and this was the ear that's still there. So obviously it sticks behind his ear. Tells the kid to go to the other ear, and he puts it there, and it just falls, and like it's like, do it again. It's just like, I was laughing so hard.
That was good.
Yeah, he was having fun with that kid. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was like one of my highlights of the weekend. And then after the dad's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna show my wife and kid Hell in the Cell," and the kid's like, "You're my new favorite wrestler," and blah blah blah. I thought that was.
I bet that was the highlight of that kid's weekend.
Oh yeah, and now he's gonna watch all these Mick Foley matches and be like, "Oh, I just
Yeah.
met like one of the craziest, coolest people on earth," which is super cool that they got that moment.
Oh, for sure.
The kid probably had no idea who he was talking to at the time, but then he's gonna go back. And yeah, that light bulb's gonna go off. Like, wait a minute, because this is the time when wrestling was a lot different too.
Oh yeah, for
It was a lot
sure.
more dangerous.
Yeah, very unhinged. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even like around Mick doing all that stuff, they didn't even beyond wrestling, they didn't know as much about concussions, and
That's true.
they used to just like let a lot of shit slide, and then later on, like after that era, more research and medical advancements came in, and basically that's why a lot of that stuff is not going on. That's why when you see any chair shots in wrestling, it's never in the head anymore, it's in the back. But Mick Foley would just do that on like a random Monday, like every day, like just
Yeah.
I gotta get hit in the head or whatever. And like I'm so happy he still has his wits. I know he has trouble walking around, but he still has his brain there, which is very special. And because a lot of guys from that era who were doing that style of his, they didn't have as much as like a blessed fate as his, like either deteriorated, maybe died young, and it's just kind of like a lot of dark stories. And there's multiple seasons of a thing called Dark Side of the Ring, and just shows many of those stories of these different guys and shit like that. But yeah, Mick's a gem though, and I'm happy he's okay.
Yeah, these people, they risk their lives to entertain us, and it's amazing that the ones are still around. Like as many are still around, like you were saying.
Yeah, it really deteriorates you.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
He had some pretty good stories about some of the other wrestlers too, like the Undertaker and The Rock.
Yeah. I like when the kid asked him, "Oh, do you know John Cena?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then he told him like a whole story how he was like singing at his father's birthday and shit like that. It's so cool because that's the kid's reference. He knows like that PG era, not the all dark shit he grew up with. Yeah. But the kid like kind of like lit up when he was just like, "Yeah, John Cena's dad's like my friend." Like,
yeah,
blew that kid's mind. So yeah, Saturday was awesome. There's a lot going on that day.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the cosplay either. I got some pictures of cosplay I want to share. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, there was a lot of good one.
The cosplay's awesome.
My favorite I saw that day was I'm a big fighting game fan, and the one girl was like Melina from Mortal Kombat, but she had all her teeth crazy. Yeah, just like the work she did like on the makeup for her mouth, like, and just jagged teeth going up her jaw was like so cool.
That was amazing. I'm not sure if I got that picture, but here's some of the ones. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, I got the Crow. Ninja Turtles were there. This was cool. This was a couple's costume. Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. We got Wolverine and Deadpool.
Oh yeah,
Deadpools.
Yeah.
We got Sonic Tails and Dr. Robotnik.
And shout out to my friend Ricky and his son Oscar. They were Freddy and Jason.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Beetlejuice. Jokers. A lot of detailed costumes too. It amazes me how much time they spend and how good these costumes look.
Ghost.
There's Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I love the fake muscles.
Yeah. I don't even think Hulk Hogan's muscles were that big, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wario.
Mace Windu, yeah.
Shredder.
Luigi. Yeah. Transformers. These costumes were huge. I couldn't believe how big these ones were.
Oh yeah, those were like mechanical too.
Into the car at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Or, well, the end of the weekend.
I think the Transformers were hired by Comic Con to be there because they were by the Optimus truck, and
they were.
It was just so well done.
Very well done. I found a predator.
Yeah, catch a predator. That's That one's like a hybrid of Star Wars, that Predator. It has like the Mandalorian mask with
Yeah. This is the cool one, Final Destination. Scooby-Doo with the Scooby snacks.
Well, of course, you got Scooby-Doo. You got to have the Scooby snacks.
And Scrappy-Doo.
yeah. Two Scott Innes characters in one.
Yeah. I like what he said about Scrappy-Doo too. He was upset that they even made him the villain for the movie, like the live action movie.
Yeah, I didn't watch that live action, but I heard the Scooby-Doo community was pissed.
Oh, I was. I'm a huge Scrappy fan. I'm like, you're kidding me. I found Waldo.
Yeah, it's fun. It's great to see people having fun too, and that's the day of the year or the weekend of the year outside of Halloween where they can dress up again. And I know a lot of people get really into it.
Sure, sent it to you.
Some people they spend all year working on their costumes.
Yeah,
and then they
I find what's cool about the Toronto one. A lot of people cosplay, and then they don't even go in the event. They're in the park around there with like a bunch of photographers, like taking all these epic shots with like, and they'll find other people who are like from the same lore or universe and do like some like X-Men shots or like Lord of the Rings. They'll just like find people with similar costumes, and like it's like such a cool like community and like professional photographers like running around just eating it up and having a great time. I love how there's like a space for that, and especially again, like you mentioned, people put so much work into it, and it's its whole other like layer of community and just artistic expression and everything.
That's a good way to put it, community, because all these nerds come together with the same passion for the same things, and we all share our love, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. And even like I find like a lot of nerds feel sheltered in a way. For the last Comic Con and Fan Expo, I actually was lucky enough to promote my podcast through actually first shout out to the Canadian Podcast Awards. I got nominated, and they have a booth there.
Oh.
And so throughout the weekend, they give the space to like indie podcasters like me to have a couple hours in these different time slots. But I was sitting there and I talked to a couple people and they just kind of opened up to me about like personal anxieties and things like that. And there's one person I had in mind right now, and she was just saying like this was like the time of the year she kind of comes out, like steps out of her shell, and feels kind of comfy in a crowd because everybody else kind of has like the same interests. You know, it's kind of again, like going back to the word community or whatever, even if this person could be a basement dweller the whole time of the year, but then look forward to this thing where they celebrate like the things they love with other people, and maybe even meet other people who have similar anxieties and stuff like that, and come together, make friends. And yeah, it was pretty amazing and kind of eye-opening to have a couple conversations. There's more than one occasion these couple weekends I've done that with people with like similar personalities, and I thought that was just like a beautiful thing that you don't really see on the surface, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the great things about conventions like this.
For sure.
I like the way you said that. Beautiful.
No, I got a really good picture of Art the Clown from Terrifier this weekend.
Oh yeah.
I sent it to my daughter because she's a huge fan of Terrifier.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness, she got so mad at me because we didn't tell her we were going there. Like,
she wanted to hang.
Free, right? Like this would have cost you money.
Yeah, you got to pay to get in.
Yeah. The blessings of getting approved for media.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I told her it's only a +1, so someone's got to pay. I can only let one other person in, and usually I just let her come with me because she helps me out with everything. She helps with the cameras, setting up the tripods, organizing my schedule and stuff like that. She keeps me in line.
Yeah, it ends up being partially like a work day. So
yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's fun, but it's still kind of stressful because you got to get certain shots. You got to make sure you get to certain panels. You got to try and book interviews.
Oh yeah, and we only show the people the fun stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Sunday, the first panel I went to on Sunday was the Tremors panel. We saw Michael Gross and Finn Carter.
Cool.
Yeah, she knows him from, what was that show called again?
Family Ties.
Family Ties. I keep forgetting the name. That's before my time. I know him from Tremors.
Yeah,
So
Tremors
cool.
is classic.
Yeah, he talked about what it was like working with the puppets and what it was like filming some of the scenes with Kevin Bacon, and like because he was really surprised it even got a sequel, because the first one bombed and all the other sequels came out on DVD. So every movie he thought was going to be the last movie. So that's a funny mentality if you think about it. Like, I'm not going to come back. I have to make this one good.
Yeah, I remember being a kid too, and just like looking in like the video store and just seeing on the wall like was like Tremors 4 or 5, and I'm just like, what? I didn't see 2, 3, like so they were like straight to video type of things. Yeah, I thought there was
kind
one
of like
of
the
them.
underground franchise, no pun intended, because not many people are aware of it, but it's still got this cult following.
The movie Bloodsport did that in the same period too. Like, it was, I remember the original with Van Damme, and then I was at the video store and it just was like Bloodsport 7. I'm like, what the fuck? I got a lot of catching up to do. Also, sorry, I don't know if you swear on your show. I just got that was a genuine reaction of thinking of that time.
We keep it real around here.
I was a child yelling that in the video store. What the?
That's the thing about this generation. They miss out on video stores and other cool things like VHS.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss video stores so much. Streaming services just aren't the same. Yeah,
there's a lost charm to it, you know. There's something charming about going to the thing. And there's only a limited number of copies, so even when something was new, you weren't guaranteed to get it right away. It just felt more value to the movies or the video games you were trying to pick up.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, and just walking around too and seeing the different covers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whole different experience.
Yeah. And sometimes you'd like pick something up just because it had like cool cover, which was great.
Yeah.
I did that with a movie called Ice Cream Man. I'd never heard of it before until I saw that cover, so I had to bring it home and watch it, and it was amazing. It's this like cheesy 80s slasher movie. It is so funny because it's so cheesy and campy and like over the top. I think I might have watched it. It's got Ron Howard's brother. He's the killer. So I highly recommend that if you like old school horror movies. It's called Ice Cream Man.
Similar experience. Me and my friend had a sleepover. We rented Jack Frost, but it wasn't like that Disney one. It was a horror one.
I know you're talking about. Like,
it was just a snowman going around killing people. It was dope.
I love cheesy horror movies like that.
I just remember somebody getting an icicle in the eye. I was just like, yeah, that makes sense.
I guess that would be the ultimate headache, huh?
Yeah.
We were also scared that my friends' like parents were gonna walk in the room because there was like a moment. There was a girl like taking a bath, and the snowman went through the pipes and like got her that way. But like full nudity and everything. We're just like looking at the door, like, oh, we're gonna get in trouble watching this.
There's that fear, right? They're gonna come in.
Yeah. Now I'm scared when I'm in the shower. I think like a snowman's gonna come through the fucking.
The fear is real.
I'm traumatized for life from watching that at an early age.
That is too funny.
Mm-hmm.
So the next title on Sunday was the one you were looking forward to the most, right?
It was
90210.
Oh, cool.
I grew up watching I was 16 when it came out. Mm-hmm. And I immediately fell in love with the show. And I did some research. Tori Spelling's birthday was on May 16th. So I went over to her. There wasn't a lot of people around. And I had wished her a happy belated birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
And she turned around and hugged me. Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's beautiful.
I idolized these actors all these years. So when she turned around and hugged me, I just wanted to cry. I could die a happy woman now.
That's awesome. Yeah, she was one of the queens of the 90s, you know, like
absolutely.
Very, very iconic. That's cool that you had that moment with her.
I just wish I'd been able to get a picture of it
Mm-hmm.
But
But
at
that's
the
some.
time,
Mm-hmm.
Chris was in the middle of interviewing Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ian Zero.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was interviewing Iron Ziering. Yeah, sorry, different person.
Completely.
Yeah.
So I
Cool.
never got a picture of it to remember that.
But you know what? I think if that's something you're going to remember for the rest of your life in your mind, you
Oh,
know, that's cool.
absolutely. Absolutely.
And those moments are awesome.
Those candid, unexpected moments too. Because I don't think you were expecting her to do that.
No.
Just come from behind the table like that and hug you.
Well, she wasn't
Was that her
behind the table.
Oh, she wasn't.
She wasn't. You had those rope barriers, right?
Right.
I was on the side of Brian Austin Green because he wasn't there at the time. She was on the other side talking to Michael Gross. He had just walked away, so I was able to get her attention. And that's when I said it, and she turned and hugged me. I'm like, okay,
That's
I
interesting.
can deal with this.
That's
So that
super
was that.
cool.
Like, for me, that was the highlight of my entire weekend.
That's
Because
awesome.
that whole weekend was way. I just wish I got to talk to Brian Austin Green, but every time I tried, he wasn't there.
He would stay at his table.
Yeah.
Really funny guy, it seems. What was your favorite part about the panel? That was hilarious.
Them constantly picking on poor Ian.
They wouldn't leave him alone.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a show I didn't watch. I think it came out when I was like a little younger, but I remember it being everywhere. And again, like such an iconic series. And it was like one of the biggest shows of the 90s.
Oh, absolutely. I watched it for the first few seasons, but then when the main cast started changing, that's when I stopped watching it. Like when Tiffany Amber Thiessen joined. It was I think I watched half a dozen of the shows with her, and then I stopped watching it.
Mm-hmm. Kelly Kapowski.
Yep.
Ruined it.
The show, but my sister watched it, so I just kind of grew up with it around.
Yeah.
I know Ian Ziering more from Sharknado. I asked him questions about that.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Yeah.
But I'm really glad that you enjoyed it.
Oh, absolutely.
Seeing the panel and being able to talk to Tori Spelling like that.
Well, like Sean said, that's a memory I will have for the rest of my life.
Yeah. It's too bad that
that's going to be a cherished memory.
Yeah, it's too bad you couldn't talk to Brian Austin Green, but maybe at another convention. Hopefully, fingers crossed. There's other conventions coming up, so.
Yeah,
and then
almost going to what I was saying, that how laid back this was compared to like the Toronto one, you being able to have that moment. And I wasn't there on the Sunday, but I gave my buddy one of my media passes, and he's training to be a pro wrestler, and he went up to Kurt Angle and just asked him like for some advice, like not filming or anything, and Kurt like gave him some cool advice and stuff. So again, like just the Niagara Falls Comic Con was just very laid back in the best way, and you can actually have moments with all these people you grew up watching.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Well, that explains why we didn't see you on Sunday.
Yeah.
It was funny. We kept bumping into each other, eh? Like I didn't know your schedule, I didn't know, and you didn't know my schedule, but we just kept like every time I turned around, I'm like, oh, hey, it's you again.
Yeah. We were. We have a lot of the same interests, going to the same type of panels and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Are
will you be at Fan Expo?
Yep, I'll be there for sure. What's this? I didn't do last year, but it's another Niagara one. The horror one. What's that called? Yeah, I want to. Cool. I haven't attended that, but I'm gonna see if I can get a media pass to that. And if you guys are doing that again, I'll probably see you again.
I'll send you the link for the site. It's usually around the end of October.
Cool.
Yeah, it's last weekend of October.
So like 28th, 29th, around there. But yeah, I'll send you a link for that.
I can find out.
Yeah. I can't say enough how much I vibed with the Niagara Con. So I want to go to more of these and everything, and just I got so much good stuff over last weekend. Even though I didn't do all 3 days, I I'm just overwhelmed with amazing content, like almost like so much that I keep forgetting I have all these different segments of even like with the Power Rangers, Mick Foley, Bill Diamond. I got so much awesome stuff. I can't wait to post on my channel.
Yeah, same here. I got a picture of Warwick Davis. That panel is so interesting too. This one I know I have for sure. Hold on, let's bring this up.
Yeah, I was thinking of or like I wanted to check that one out too. I forget which day that was.
That was on Sunday.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's why I didn't go.
Can you still see me? Am I still on? I don't know.
You're still there. Cool. Your images are kind of lagging on my end, but
okay, hold on, I'll come back.
Okay, Frightmare in the Falls this year.
Yep.
Is Friday, October 25th to Sunday, October 27th.
Okay.
Cool. I will make a note.
Yeah, my daughter's going to try to attend that one. Beautiful. Depends on if she can come up with enough money prior.
Yeah, it's expensive though when you're
you're
not doing the media thing.
Yeah. Here's the
even the food and the drink there are insane.
Outrageous.
Mm-hmm.
And then people like me, I struggle. I did good this weekend walking, though I suffered all week with it. Normally I walk with a cane. So to have to take away all the tables so you can't even sit and eat unless you're sitting on the floor.
Yeah, that's hard.
That was unjustified.
Yeah, not enough seating for sure.
Yeah, and I noticed the Toronto one's kind of like that too. I don't know the reason why, but that's kind of like dangerous if you have like maybe like a disability or something where you need to sit and people like I don't know, because even walking around after a while, I'm like, I want to sit carrying my camera gear and stuff just for your own safety.
Yeah, for sure. Well, it gets heavy after a while, right?
Yeah.
Was it Sunday night? We got home. I was in bed asleep by 8:30.
Oh yeah.
Really I sleep maybe 5 hours a night. If I'm lucky, I'll get 5 hours sleep a night.
She was exhausted.
I passed out for almost 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember unless I'm down with a really bad cold or the flu. I don't remember the last time I slept that long.
Oh yeah, it's exhausting.
The crash and burn type of thing.
Definitely.
So I found some pictures here. Here's Warwick Davis.
Cool.
And then here's 90210.
My favorite panel of the weekend.
All right.
It's amazing how appreciative she was. I remembered her birthday and took the time to say happy birthday to her.
Yeah.
Hey, nobody knows that I Google everybody's birthday prior to seeing them.
That's okay.
And Brian Austin Green, his is coming up next month.
Oh, cool.
July 13th.
Something to look forward to.
Yeah, but
you guys can celebrate. You can celebrate anyways.
Yeah, we can still do a little shout out on the channel.
Oh, for sure. Well, we will anyway. You always do.
Yeah. So what was your favorite thing about the Warwick Davis panel?
How realistic he was. He never let Hollywood go to his head. Like so many people, they start making millions of dollars and start almost like they get this attitude that they're better than anybody.
He's very appreciative of the fans.
Yeah.
And he wanted to let the fans know that he's the reason why he came to Niagara Falls. Like
it's the fans.
It's the fans is why he came to Niagara Falls.
He's the reason. Yeah. We're the reason why he's as big as he is.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the truth.
There's a lot of known from like Leprechaun and Star Wars, especially, and so many like Willow. Like, there's so many movies.
I remember watching Willow when I was just a kid.
He told a very touching story about his relationship with Val Kilmer during the movie and afterward. They became friends like after, and they always like stayed in touch. it's really nice how you hear like these behind the scenes stories of how friendships blossom. It's not all just work.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so many iconic films with him.
Yeah, he told a funny story about how he got his first job. His first job was actually Return of the Jedi. He played one of the Ewoks in Star Wars.
Oh,
So his
sick.
grandma took him, and I'll have the video from my channel within a few weeks. Sorry, again, lighting issues, but yeah, basically the story was they were just going to the audition, like he didn't really think anything of it, and like they were just out one day. They just saw the sign, like it wasn't even planned or anything. It just kind of happened by circumstance. And then next thing you know, he gets his job, and now he's got this career. It's because this day that he didn't have to go out with his grandma, but he did.
Oh yeah, that's how it is. And then one thing leads to another.
Life. It's funny how life works like that.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. And probably him being on a set with that good attitude that he has, even as like Ewok number 65 or whatever. When you're like,
yeah.
When you make a good impression, people are going to want to work with you in the future. And then boom, next thing you know, yeah, he's in countless films that a lot of people cherished over the past 40 years or so.
He's
Maybe
kind of
even
person
more.
too. When I realize he's in the movie, but then you see the credits, it's like, oh, Warwick Davis was that character. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times he's got a mask on, right? You don't see his face.
Yeah, there's a lot of that too with like the horror guys, you know.
Yeah, like Ken was saying, yeah, he doesn't normally show his face on camera.
Yeah.
When that movie came out, I was 14 at the time.
Which movie?
Willow.
Okay.
I was 14 at the time,
Mhm.
and I can remember my mom had actually rented it
Oh, okay.
on VHS.
Yeah.
And we rented it. It was a weekend movie for us. And I can remember my mom making this big bowl of popcorn and putting in this movie. And I rented the movie while you were at school today. I'm like, okay, what
Oh,
are we
that's
watching?
nice.
And she told me Willow. I'm like, Willow? Isn't that a tree?
Yeah.
And it turned out to be one of my favorite movies.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
it's
best.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love stories like that.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Happy accident.
Yeah.
Oh,
Happy
absolutely.
accident.
And the funny thing is, because I was so young, right? I didn't even realize until many years later that Val Kilmer was in the movie.
You don't realize who you're watching
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're younger.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I was only 14, right?
Yeah. For sure.
At the time, I was actually still living. I grew up in Etobicoke, and I was
Mhm.
still living there. I hadn't even moved to St. Catharines at that point.
Yeah. And yeah, little did you know, everybody's favorite Batman was in that.
Yeah,
Yeah, hot take.
no doubt.
That'll get me flamed.
That's awesome. There is one person that I didn't get a chance to meet that I was looking forward to meeting. That's Robert Englund. Did you get a chance to talk to him at all?
No, and even
Oh, he's hard to get a
I
hold
didn't
of. He's hard to
I
get-
didn't even go to the process to like try to ask to talk to him. I noticed from day one, he just had the biggest lineup.
Oh,
like
yeah.
around the
Yeah.
block, nonstop, any time of the day. So I always try to like be respectful at these cons too, and just like no, this is their time to make some money, and Rob's doing his thing, and I'm not gonna like try to disrupt that flow, and even like have the audacity to ask that question because I know the answer is a no. He's busy. He's really busy, and even booked
Yeah.
for photo ops, and you could tell he was so busy that he wasn't part of the Freddy versus Jason talk as well, because I think they originally had that planned in
Yeah,
mind
they
with a
did.
title like that, but yeah, he was just like nonstop having to meet everybody who purchased meet and greets and everything.
It's very commendable because he wanted to. Sorry, go ahead.
Excuse me, I gotta let my dog out.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
he wanted.
sounds good.
He's yelling at me. Gotta go out.
But it's pretty commendable too. He took the time. He canceled the Q&A panel, but that was because he wanted to take time for all of his fans. So you got to respect that too. I know I tried at least like 3 or 4 times to try to get the interview, but it comes to a point. What you were saying, you don't want to annoy people. Like the whole point is you want it to be in good spirits, right? Like you want them to be in good mood. You want positive vibes, and you want to leave a good impression on people.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like, you know what, like if we're doing this for the long run too, maybe another chance will come up down the road. If we
Yeah,
keep doing
exactly.
these conventions or yeah, especially your lane covering horror and stuff, you never know. I notice with my show, I get a lot of big name guests because sometimes these guys do B movies and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like these little known things which kind of come through me through PR, and I'll look who the cast is. I'm like, oh my god, this guy's in that, and like that'll like segue me into getting one of these interviews. And what I do is like I always be respectful and promote that movie they want me to talk about, but I'll sneak in a couple questions of their iconic roles and stuff like that, and you can always take a couple minutes of that, put that on your channel as a clip, and get some get that in the algorithm and all that. So this is something I've been doing too, and just keeping some patience in with these moments. I feel like in my earlier days I'd be really frantic. Oh, I got to get this interview, and if it couldn't happen, maybe I feel heartbroken or whatever. But you know what? Sometimes you got to realize like we're in the long run of this shit, and more opportunities will come. Like tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because that's how I used to be when I first started doing this. I thought it was a race, but now I'm treating it more like a marathon. Like it's a whole different mentality now. Like, you missed one opportunity, but another one might come later. So that's something I'm slowly learning to do with experience.
Yeah, definitely. You know, there's more conventions. There's more people aren't going to stop making movies. You know, it's not going to go extinct. And yeah, it's. I know, like even with these actors getting older too. Like now is probably the time to get them, but sometimes you just gotta go with the flow and and everything like that. I feel like kind of just going with the flow has been a blessing in my case, and even in other cons when you're working with publicists too, they respect that energy and just you not like always hounding them or just like being easy to work with. So that's something I've learned after time.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to irritate anybody because then you're not going to get an interview.
yeah, that's that for sure.
So, if you'd like, we can wrap things up here. What was your favorite thing about the convention out of the all 3 days? What's your one takeaway?
Oh man, just again, I can't say enough of how great of a time I had doing media there. It was just a pleasure. It was easy to get the stuff I want and easy to connect and just get so much great content and everything. And around that, I felt like I wasn't overly exhausting myself. I just had so much fun and just Niagara Falls Comic Con as a whole is something that I think I'm going to do every year now. That's my big takeaway of having a revelation that this con is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I liked, I like going to the merchant, the vendors. I got this Mickey Mouse pop.
Oh, cool!
I love it. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see it. I can take it out of the box.
Yeah.
Hold on. Yeah. I take mine out of the box. But yeah. I fell in love with it. And it was only $15. Usually stuff is more expensive there. Here we go. Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, and there's so much stuff like that too for other people who collect like items and stuff like that, and even artists who make different styles of paintings and so much endless things I could talk about.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I got my daughter a painting of Art the Clown. I got her a little like a necklace charm, and I gave it to her. When did I give it to her? Saturday. Within minutes, she fell in love with it. She put it on her necklace. She wears it all the time now.
She loves it.
Yeah, and I even got her a Art the Clown fridge magnet. I hummed and hawed because, the finances. I kept looking at this Beverly Hills 90210 fridge magnet. And I thought, nope, this weekend it's all about my daughter. I smoked down. I went back to get the magnet that I wanted, and it was gone. It was the only one he had.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Like lots of things are exclusive.
Yeah.
Kind, yeah.
So
Yeah,
I lost out, but my daughter gained a few, as she would put it, riches.
Yeah. And even other vendors. I actually got a card on my desk right here. I threw some cards down, but there was people doing live tattoos. These were really nice folks. Tat Daddy Mitch, and I forget his lady's name, but she was awesome. She was dressed as Slave Princess Leia. Very beautiful. Big ups to you, Mitch. But yeah, they were really nice. And they were like just doing tattoos on people all weekend. And my buddy, my friend I was with, we bumped into one of his friends, and he has a bunch of like Ninja Turtle tattoos already. So what he wanted to do was get a couple autographs from the Ninja Turtles who were there, and then go to Tat Daddy Mitch's thing and get those autographs tatted on him. So I wonder if he ended up doing that mission. But again, that's the magic of these cons, you know, like there's so much cool shit going on. Another friend of mine, Rebecca, she was working at this one booth, and they were engraving things and making like custom rings. They look like all these crazy like medieval like objects and stuff. There's just so much. There's like almost too much to talk about. But yeah, if you're into like that kind of stuff, these conventions are the place to be. And not only like those type of things, but they're like hella exclusive and handmade and just so much soul and well done. Yeah. And you're meeting the people who make all these things. They're there at their table selling it as well, which is awesome.
It's awesome talking to these artists too. I've released a couple of videos about some of these vendors, and they're so interesting. They come from all walks of life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
So is there any final thoughts you want to have about Comic-Con before we wrap things up?
Final thoughts?
Yep.
Not really thoughts. Just looking forward to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Frightmare in the Falls this October.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be there, and I'll probably see you guys walking around, gathering stuff as well.
Yep.
Yep.
And we will be looking for you when we come up to Fan Expo.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, definitely send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll let you know where I am. I might be doing the podcast thing at a table again too, and yeah, I can introduce you to some other Canadian podcasters as you're part of this community. So it's cool. Like
I try to network. So thanks for coming on to the channel, and thank you for helping me out with all that stuff. That's really cool of you. I really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, anytime.
Just looking into a hotel room for that night. I'm not driving back and forth.
Oh, that's too much.
All day. Nope.
It's like an hour away.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, an hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like 3 hours driving. If you go back and forth in one day, that's a lot.
A lot of gas.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
Oh yeah. So I guess time to start looking into a hotel room for that night.
Yeah, hopefully. Good luck on that.
Saturday and Sunday, I think.
You probably stayed at a hotel when you came to visit, eh?
Actually, I got lots of family in Niagara Falls. I'm originally from Niagara, so it was kind of
nice.
blessing.
Even
That's another reason why I want to go to all of them. I'm like, I'm good. I got a place to stay, and it was an awesome experience.
Oh, for sure. That definitely helps.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, man. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining the episode tonight. I'm looking forward to future collaborations. We'll talk later. Where can people find you? Let the people know.
You can type in the Creative Imbalance, and if you listen to things on Spotify, Apple Music, you can find all my episodes and interviews there. Also, been putting a lot of love and work into our YouTube channel. Again, the Creative Imbalance. All the podcast episodes go on there, and even more exclusive clips, which you're going to see a lot from Niagara Comic Con and more. I got such a backlog. I'm actually nervous. Like I'm like, I feel behind. I got so much great shit. It's like a problem, but a good problem, you know. It's just an infinite amount of editing I got to do. But yeah, it's all a blessing. We're having fun, and again, very nice to meet you guys, and thanks for having me on. This was fun to talk about a great weekend.
Well, thanks for joining.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Anytime.
Yeah.
I'll keep in touch. And like you
Yes.
said, there's just too much to talk about one episode. So yeah, over the next few weeks, we're all gonna be releasing our content. We're gonna have more Comic-Con stuff coming. I know what you mean. It's pretty overwhelming, but there's just so much good content. You have to share it.
Mhm.
Now it's play catch up.
Now it's catch up time.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Cheers, guys. So nice to reconnect with you guys.
You as well.
Have a great night, Sean.
Take it easy, Sean.
Take care.
You too.
And you two at home, have a good night. Until next time, I'm Mr. FLIXTER. This is Sabrina. Have a good night.
Ciao.
Yep. We'll see you next week.